Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Thursday, September 19th, 2024, and I'm Francesca Corso.
And I'm Brandon Najera.
And we begin with our top international and national stories. Kentuckians who live near the site of this month's I-75 shooting may feel a bit safer today. The Kentucky State Police Commissioner says the search is over for the man who allegedly shot 5 people in that state. Officials confirm they found his body, though their investigation continues. The discovery is likely a relief for people south of Lexington. It seems to end 11 days of worry that quote-unquote armed and dangerous mass shooting suspect was potentially on the loose. They say 2 troopers and 2 civilians discovered the remains not far from the shooting site.
Lebanese officials say at least 4 were killed and nearly 3,000 were injured after an attack that targeted pagers held by members of the militant group Hezbollah on Tuesday. Nearly 200 people are in critical conditions with injuries to their hands, abdomen areas, and faces. Iranian state media is reporting that the country's ambassador to Lebanon is among those who are hurt. Hezbollah says it's holding Israel responsible for the attacks. The Lebanese government has also condemned the attacks as criminal Israeli aggression. The Israeli military has said it wouldn't comment on the incidents.
The Army has deployed parts of the 11th Airborne Division, known as Arctic Angels, to a remote part of Alaska. They were sent to a remote island southeast of Alaska last week. The U.S. Army says it comes amid an expected increase in Russian and Chinese military exercises in the region. The Army says they were sent there in a force protection operation to show a ready lethal force. The North American Aerospace Defense Command says it detected Russian military aircraft flying near Alaska 4 times over the past week. The Pentagon says so far Russian aircraft have not entered U.S. or Canadian sovereign airspace, but the Pentagon has been tracking the Russian military exercises and says these activities are not unusual and are not seen as a threat.
A group of softball players in Georgia are giving a new meaning to the phrase extra innings. The Atlanta-based nonprofit Men Opposing Sex Trafficking wants to set a new Guinness World Record for the longest softball game ever. Founder and CEO Bruce Deal of Most says the current official record is 115 hours. His organization is hoping to reach 121 hours, which break down to 5 days and 1 hour. Each team has 20 players who can rotate in and out. During that time, bathroom breaks and showers are limited to 5 minutes each, and the players have just to find time here and there to eat and sleep. Deal says his group hopes this stunt will help raise awareness about sex trafficking.
Poland and parts of Central Europe are reeling from deadly flooding as a result of Storm Boris. The slow-moving low-pressure system has brought months' worth of rain to several European nations. Several people have died in the region, including at least 1 person in Poland. As evacuations were underway in affected areas, thousands of residents have been left without hot water and electricity after authorities shuttered heating plants. In the city of Ostrava, which lies 19 miles from the Polish border, the Viola heating plant was forced to shut down entirely because of the flooding, leaving the city's 280,000 residents without hot water. For now, the rains have stopped and the cleanup and salvage operations have begun. A flood warning remains in effect in some areas, with continued monitoring and intervention by authorities to minimize further damage. Up next, we will have your local news.
And later, we will have your entertainment and sports news.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
What are you looking for?
The highest court in Illinois is hearing an appeal from former Empire actor Jussie Smollett over his criminal conviction. Smollett was convicted in 2021 of faking a racist and homophobic attack against him 2 years prior, then lying to authorities about it. The initial charges were dropped in 2019, but a special prosecutor brought a new indictment the next year, and he was convicted of 5 counts of disorderly conduct. Smollett served 6 days of his 150-day jail sentence before being released while appealing his conviction. His attorney argues the conviction violated Smollett's Fifth Amendment right, being punished twice on the same crime. If his appeal fails, Smollett could take his case to the U.S. Supreme Court since his appeal is based on the Fifth Amendment rights.
Police are still searching for the suspect involved in a shooting outside a Zumba class that injured 4 people. The shooting began on the street outside the Zumba studio in the 1500 block of West 51st Street just before 8:30 p.m. 3 bullet holes pierced the window, and a 48-year-old woman, a 57-year-old woman, 29-year-old man, and 13-year-old girl were all injured. None of them were the intended targets of the shooting. 3 of the 4 shooting victims were then taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center for treatment, including the teenager who is being treated at Comer Children's Hospital for a gunshot wound to her back.
A 12-year-old girl and a 14-year-old girl have been arrested in connection to threats that forced several South suburban schools to move to remote learning. Over the weekend, threats against several Joliet area schools surfaced on social media and prompted an investigation by the Joliet Police Department. Detectives met with a 14-year-old girl and her mother at their home after identifying her as a possible suspect. The police searched the girl's room and didn't find any weapons. However, the 14-year-old girl's mother took her back to the police station on Monday afternoon, where she later admitted she started the threat and was charged with felony disorderly conduct. Police said a 12-year-old girl was also arrested after police learned of an additional social media threat involving Joliet's Durskin Junior High School. That stated that the armed students would be inside all of Joliet's schools.
2 young men were killed in a crash early Sunday morning on Interstate 80 in the south suburbs. The victims were identified as Tyler Kaczynski, who had just turned 20, and his friend Mason Santiago. According to the police, an SUV was driving west when it collided with a semi. The best friends were on their way home from the St. Xavier University, where Santiago went to school and played football. Kaczynski loved baseball and played for a year at Aurora University, where he was figuring out his next move in life. The victim's family say Santiago Kaczynski met in 3rd grade and did everything together. Both families remember their sons in a positive light as they share this tremendous loss.
When we return, we will have your entertainment news. Stay with us.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Performer and producer Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. According to the federal indictment, Combs engaged in a pattern of physical, verbal, emotional, and sexual abuse of women. He's also accused of using his business and employees to help cover up the abuse in commercial sex. Combs was taken into custody at a Manhattan hotel Monday night and was immediately processed. His attorney says Combs has been cooperating with the investigation. Diddy apparently even relocated to New York last week in anticipation of being charged.
Fans of rock band Jane's Addiction didn't expect to see this during Friday night's show in Boston. The group's lead singer, Perry Farrell, seemed agitated during one song and then confronted guitarist Dave Navarro. The 2 men appeared to exchange words, and then Farrell bumped into Navarro. More words are exchanged, and Farrell appears to throw a punch. Crew members and other bandmates intervened and held Farrell back to separate him from Navarro.
Singer Miley Cyrus is being sued for allegedly copying Bruno Mars on her hit 2023 song Flowers. According to a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles on Monday, Cyrus and 2 co-songwriters are accused of copyright portions of Mars' song When I Was Your Man. The musical group claims Cyrus' Grammy-winning song included unauthorized exploitation of several elements of Mars' 2013 single. The lawsuit is seeking damages in an amount to be determined in court, or the maximum of $150,000 per infringement.
Multiple shows took home multiple honors at the 76th Emmys Award. The Bear came into the evening with 23 nominations, a record for a comedy series in a single year, finishing the night with 11 wins, including first-time nominee and supporting actress Liza Colizes. After first-time Emmy winner was Jodie Foster, taking home lead actress in a limited or anthology series for True Detective Night Country. Another first-season success story was Shogun. The FX historical drama took home 18 Emmys from its 25 nominations, including Outstanding Drama Series and lead actor for Hiroyuki Sanjai. Up, we will have your sports update. Stay with us.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hi, I'm Abigail Varkalis, and here's your Lewis University Sports Update. Former Lewis men's lacrosse player Kai George has been drafted by the Vancouver Warriors. George was drafted in the 5th round with the 61st pick during the 2024 National Lacrosse League draft presented by Castor. George played for the Flyers lacrosse team from 2021 to 2023, appearing in 32 games and making 17 starts during his tenure with the Flyers. The new Westminster, British Columbia, Canada native made all 16 starts for the Flyers during his junior season, receiving all U.S. ILA South Region Honorable Mention honors and all GLVC second team honors. The women's volleyball team picked up a road victory against host number 24 Regis and then lost to Dallas Baptist this past weekend. In the first set against Regis, Lewis jumped out to an early 8-2 lead before Regis looked to mount a comeback and scored the next 4 out of 5 points to make it 9-6 Flyers. Lewis was able to hang on and take the first set 25-22 after a kill from Ray Bella. The Flyers lost the second set 25-13, but were able to come back and secure the match 3-1. The Flyers' run against Dallas Baptist showed a strong start, but Lewis struggled to secure their sets. With Dallas Baptist winning the match 3-1, Lewis will be back in action tomorrow, September 20th, as the Flyers take on Malloy at 11 a.m. in Rockville Center, New York, then Adelphi Garden Center in New York City. The Flyers men's soccer team came away with a tie this past Sunday after leading 1-0 at halftime against Quincy University. Lewis looked to score early after striking in the first 8 minutes of the contest, but none found the back of the net. Junior Asor Godwin put the Flyers on the board in the 26th minute after back and forth with the Hawks. Quincy had their first scoring chance in the 49-minute mark and found the back of the net early in the second half. Lewis will host its GLVC home opener this Friday, September 20th against Upper Iowa at Lewis Stadium, with kickoff slated for 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Be sure to join in for Pediatric Cancer Awareness Night. The Lewis University women's soccer team was unable to come away with the victory this past Sunday as Quincy led 3-1 with their 2 second-half goals. Lewis started the game in the first 10 minutes looking to score, but none found the back of the net. Quincy got on the scoreboard in the 17th minute, making the contest 1-0 with a goal in the lower left corner. The Flyers tied with the Hawks after a Timea Rajnik found Anna Sonato for an opening in the 36th minute. Quincy took the lead again in the second half after 2 more shots found the back of the net. Lewis tried to catch up with Elisa Aguilar and Brianna Culver, finding openings, but the shots were unsuccessful.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching, and as a reminder, you can always keep up with the Lewis University Television Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Francesca Corso.
And I'm Brendan Najera.
Have a great night.